Hi guys, I'm Hayden Crawford from the Dreamtime Academy and welcome to this Friday's Starseed Numerology readings. I hope you are having a great week. It's nearly the weekend, so you can take a sigh of relief and allow yourself to ease gently into the oncoming weekend. And what are you up to? Are you doing anything fantastic? Let me know in the comment section. Today, we are doing some more live Starseed Numerology readings. So I'm going to be using this amazing color therapy system behind me, which is called the Color Mirrors, designed by Melissa Jolly in South Africa. She is a legend in her lunchbox, and her and her daughter Jilly make these amazing dual-colored oil bottles up and send them out all the way around the world. Now, this is a numerology-based color therapy system, and I'm using it today with your date of birth to be able to find out exactly what's going on for you, what your soul purpose is, what your soul origins are, your strengths and weaknesses, your personality blueprint, and the best times for you to embark on new projects and ventures. Hello, Tarzia. Nice to see you. How are you today? Whereabouts in the world are you again, Tarzia? Let me know whereabouts you are and what you're doing. I'm going to be doing some lovely readings for you guys today. There you go. So Tarzia says, I've had 2 readings already. I just like to join. No, that's absolutely fine. We're just getting together to have some fun, really. And it's just all about sharing a bit of fun on a Friday, isn't it? And being you're in Texas as well. Ashley's in Texas as well. So you you're all from Texas. Do you two know each other? Ashley, do you and Tarzia know each other? Let me know. Excellent. So what's been going on for you guys today then? Have you had a good day, or has it been a little bit naff? What sort of week have you had? Has it been all right? You don't know each other. Well, you should do. Ashley, you've Ashley's got a healing business in Texas. You should pop in and see her. There you go. Ashley, tell Tarzia whereabouts your healing business is, and maybe Tarzia can pop in and go and have a healing with you. There you go. She'll probably know exactly where it is. It's ironic, isn't it? So yeah, so we're doing some live color mirrors readings today using this amazing color therapy system behind me. They are just the best tools to use within any healing practice, actually. So I've been teaching the color mirror system now for a few years, and it's actually just the most enlightening, soul transforming color therapy system that exists on the planet today. So it helps you unearth and unveil your conscious and subconscious patterns, and helps you transcend them, move beyond where you're currently at in your life right now, and actually remove those old programs and patterns from the cellular memory. So it is absolutely sensational. If you've not bathed in one of the bottles yet, then do yourself a favor and get one in and see what happens when you're doing it, because you go into alpha brainwave state when you're in the bath, and you get all sorts of images and visions, and sort of information really that is there to help you move beyond where you're currently at. And so it's a very empowering numerology color therapy system. It gives you the solutions that you really need. Hi, Ma. Nice to see you. So what's been going on for you, Ma, this week? Have you had a good week? Mr. Killswitch88, just dropping by, remembering a question that I'd asked. And you said to catch you live. So your birth dates, mine is the 9th. Oh, that's an interesting one. Mr. Killswitch, I did ask you to pop by. Now, just remind me of your real name, not your YouTube name. Yeah, I'll take a look at that for you now. Excellent. Whereabouts are you, Mr. Killswitch? So do you like going around killing witches then? Is that your job? Tarzia, it's been crazy. My journey so far has made me disconnect with quite a few people, but I feel like it's BC, it's negative energy. It's because it's yeah, absolutely. We're all going through a process at the moment of letting go. All right. Oh, it's from the X-Files. There you go. So tell me, what's your first name again, Mr. Killswitch? You've had a busy week, have you, Ma? Interesting. Yeah. So for everybody. We're all going through a process of letting go. Letting go. It's Damon. All right, Damon. I'll have a look at that for you now. Okie dokie. So, Mr. Damon, you're the 9th of the 9th. I like the number 9. I'm a ruling number 9, Damon. And the 9 is, I was just talking about it with one of my students over in Washington earlier on. Number 9 keeps its integrity. So if you think about it, you can times any number by 9. And then if you add up the numbers that it equates to, it always reduces back down to a 9. So that's quite an interesting one. So think about it, like 3 9s are 27. 2 and 7 is 9. 4 9s are 45. 4 plus 5 is 9. So you can do that with any number at all, no matter how big it is, and it will always reduce back down to a 9. All right. So think about that for a second. So it keeps its integrity. It keeps its integrity. So it's a very powerful number. There you go. So Ma says, for some reason, it's always been easy for you to let things go. That's awesome, Ma. Yeah, that's really awesome. It's funny, myself and my husband, Mark, we were talking about this last night. And we were saying that, you know, if we get hurt by somebody, you know, or somebody crosses the line with us, they're like dead to us, you know. So we have a very, very easy way of being able to kind of like switch off. And we recognized it actually as being a bit of a weakness as well, because, you know, everybody deserves a second chance, I think. So look at this, right, Damon? I'll show you what this looks like. And this is a good one for all of you to see, actually, because it's quite an extreme one. I like that little icon, Christina. What does that mean? Is that one from that song from TikTok? So Tarzia says, my life path 3. And funny thing is, I've always felt so connected to that number since I was very young. Ah, there you go. Well, 3 is a magic number. It is a magic number. So Damon, look at all those 9s that you've got there, right? The 9 is the humanitarian. Okay, so in the color mirrors system, this is the bottle number 9. Okay, so it's red over orange. Okay, so this is Mars. It's fire energy. So it also carries a lot of wisdom. Like I was saying before, it keeps its integrity. So actually you're here to be of service to the planet. You're here to help and to heal. You've got a great ambition in your life. You're very ambitious. You carry a great sense of responsibility as well, Damon. So 9 is about responsibility, idealism. I've met a few people with quite a few 9s actually along the way, and sometimes it can border on autism as well. I've noticed sometimes that can come up, or ADD. Now, the other thing is, like, you're a day number 9. So that 9 bottle Mars is your day number. You've got to remember that you've got to do and say what needs doing and saying at the time it needs to be done and said, instead of being meek and mild and getting angry and frustrated, because there's a lot of, you know, sort of like unexpressed communication in that, which can result in anger flaring up. So for you, you know, because you've only got 1 1 in your chart and it's isolated, your masculine energy there is isolated. Okay. So what that means is that, you know, you find it very difficult talking about how you feel, and especially because you don't have a 5 in your numerology, in your actual birth chart. Don't know about your name chart because we're not looking at your name. We have to look at both really to get a really accurate reading. But, you know, the 5 energy is not there. So, and this is isolated. So sometimes what it can mean is that you could retreat and you can isolate a little bit. You are quite independent. And it's also, you know, it's very different. It's a verbal self-expression can be quite challenging. So you've got to learn how to assert yourself wisely. All right. That's really, really quite key. But you are here to help. So you make a good healer, a good counselor, and you're far more suited really to celestial kind of work than corporate work. Depending on what your ruling number is, actually, because your ruling number carries the most weight in your chart. Higher Serenity, nice to see you. And Alexandra as well. There you go. I'll have a look at yours, Alexandra. Nice to see you. Yeah, so you've got what's also called the arrow of frustration, which is the lack of the 4, 5, and 6. Now, what that means, Damon, is that you maybe had difficulties during your childhood experience. So that could have been your parents separated. It could have been that there was sibling rivalry, difficulties with not fitting in, or maybe even some sort of ill health. Yeah. So you are an extrovert through and through. You would be, yeah, with this, you see. Sorry, an introvert. An introvert. So yeah, so you are, you know, you like to be in control. You're quite independent. You're quite a nurturing person though as well. And actually, you know, you recognize that your future needs to be built on solid foundations. You had a bad childhood, yeah, Mr. Killswitch. So you're a 9, 10, 19, 27, 36, 45. So you're a ruling number 9 as well. All right. So think about it. Right. Okay. So it's interesting because I was actually just been working with the fire energy today. I'll show you. So this is fire. Okay, fire. This is orange. Okay, and I'm actually using bliss as well. So I've actually come prepared. So these are the essences for fire, which is this. This is you. All right. So this is very much about you've got to make sure that you express what's going on. Okay, but you are here as a healer. You're here to help, be of service. So if you haven't already worked that out, you're probably not a very good money manager, because then that's because you're far more suited to this helping people. But you've got a lot of fire energy, but you've got to learn how to express yourself. But you can be a little bit skeptical as well, because you've also got what's called the arrow of skepticism in your chart. Okay, which is that the lack of the 7, 5, and 3, and this means that sometimes you won't necessarily you know, sort of gravitate to concepts that can't be scientifically proven until you get your own proof. And then when you get your proof, you become an avid convert. You'll be like, this is true. I believe this now. And it's like, yeah. But you have to go through that process of investigation, inquiry first. So it's called the arrow of the inquirer. Yeah. So lots and lots of 9 energy. Yeah. Very wise person though. There's the great depth of wisdom. Tell me, Damon, what do you do? What is it that you do? Leave a few comments and let me know if that resonated with you. I'd be really interested to find out. So that's an interesting chart actually, but a hell of a lot of 9. Very idealistic person as well, and you're very, very ambitious. It's quite excessive, the amount of 9 energy that you've got. So you probably do get quite angry from time to time. So sometimes maybe you just want to explode. Use some of the fire essence. You know, that's a really good one for calming the energy down, because like treats like in color therapies. Just spray a bit of that beautiful fire fragrance around you. Gorgeous. It's one of the elements, this. Breathing it in. I'll send you lots of that beautiful positive energy. Okay, so you're not working at this time. Okay, so you're mostly just tinkering with computers and spirituality. Fantastic. Well, there you go, Damon. There you go. So maybe putting something together where you can be of service in some way. Maybe you can, you know, shine your light into the world. So Serenity Faith. My first name is Faith. Is needed? Excellent. Brilliant. Okay, I'll go to you next then, Faith. Nice to see you. Whereabouts are you from? So you're the 28th of the 8th. 1981. So you've got lots of 8s. Lots and lots of 8s going on. So in the same way that Damon had lots of 9s, you have got lots of 8s. Lots of 8s. And I'll tell you what that means in just a second. Interesting as well, because there you go. Okay. So what we can see is the same arrows apply for you as well, Faith. You've got the arrow of frustration and you've got the arrow of the inquiry. What I've just said to Damon applies to you as well. Mum and dad's relationship may be separated when you were growing up. Issues there with, you know, sort of challenges in relationships as well. And that can apply to you as well, Damon. So this can manifest as difficulties in relationships. So you might not be able to connect with people in that respect. And you can be a bit skeptical as well, Faith, of you know, new concepts and ventures until, you know, they have been scientific, until you've got your own proof. Do you know what I mean? It's like you need to go through that process of finding your own truth and proof. Now these 3 8s here, 8s are about independence, organization, and control. Now in the color mirror system, it's this bottle here, which is Saturn, which is lilac over violet. And this is really, you're a very independent person, a very, very independent person. And actually you want to be in control. So sometimes you have to let go of the need to be in control all the time. Okay. But you are very nurturing. You know, you like to be helping people, you know, there's a real connection to spirit as well. Actually, you're quite intuitive, and your verbal self-expression is good. Although sometimes you react to emotional situations because you've got no 5, but you've got two wands, which is your masculine energy. So that's actually balanced, and your feminine intuitive energy, that is number 2, that's balanced as well. You could do with a bit of grounding. Now your day number is a 10. Okay, so what that means is that the energy that you've got to work with on a day-to-day basis is this bottle here, which is called the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is gold over olive, and this is a very soft feminine energy, a very authentic feminine power that can never be abused. So it's actually somebody who's very adaptable. So you're quite an adaptable person. You can put you into any situation. You do quite well. And also, you know, you might want to keep a lot of your relationships a bit superficial. You know, you don't really want them knowing what's going on for you emotionally. So sometimes you can come across as being a bit superficial. You're a 9, 10, 18, 19, 27, 28, 29, 37. So you're a ruling 10 as well. So, you know, it's interesting because in the same way that Damon was a day number 9 with a ruling number 9, you are through and through a 10. Okay, so you're actually, you know, you are a leader, but you lead through a soft feminine power. This bottle, these colors together, green and gold, relate to a past life in ancient Egypt. There you go, in ancient Egypt. So, you know, it can be that, you know, you've got a lot of that soft feminine energy. It relates to Isis, the goddess that gave birth to the sun. She was married to Osiris, and Horus was their kid. So yeah, so this is kind of what's going on for you, you know, with your numerology. But also you've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. So 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 22. So you're in a personal year cycle 4, okay, at the moment. You did have shamanic colors, Tarzia, that's right. Yeah, so what it means is when you get to a 4, personal year cycle 4, because we travel in 9-year cycles, when you get to a 4, it's a year of consolidation. So this year, try not to make any major decisions. Try and rest your physical body. Try and, you know, sort of build foundations for the future. Might feel a little bit boring. There you go. So Serenity says, yes, definitely resonates. I'm fascinated with Egypt and Isis. Well, of course you are, Faith, because, you know, it's very connected to you, that energy, that type of energy. The Wheel of Fortune is, in traditional tarot, it's card number 10. And, you know, card number 10 is really about bringing good fortune. So a lot of the time people who have, you know, that beautiful sort of 10 energy in excess, you know, they can sort of shine that soft feminine power, that energy of Isis out into the world and bring good fortune to other people around them. So yeah, it's awesome. Okay, so I'll have a look next. Now, remember, I'm only doing insights for you guys at the moment. If you want a full report, which looks at your date of birth and your living name, then I can prepare one of those for you as well. Now, they are a 15-page report, and they're amazing, you know, because they go right into your living name and your date of birth and all of your years of maturity and all of your color mirrors influences, where you need to be rebalanced, you know, based around the influences that you've got. And they're on special still until the end of August, so still a few more days. And they're only 49 Australian. So if you want one of those, then please message me after the show and I'll get one of those done for you. There you go. So Serenity says, I see 1010 all the time and wondered why. Now I know. There you go. Thanks so much. There you go. Absolutely. It's always there. You know, it's always there. The information is always readily available. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to move on now. Move on to the next one. Alejandra. Whereabouts in the world are you? And am I pronouncing your name correctly? Am I? Maybe I'm not. Alejandra. There you go. Hello, Katie. Oh, look at that. That's lovely turquoise. Lovely turquoise energy that you've sent through there. And that's the colours of the creativity bottle that you've just sent through. Look. There you go. See? It's like a deeper turquoise over turquoise. And this is called creativity. So, Katie, maybe there's a little message in that for you. maybe you need to spend some time, just being in your own company. Set your boundaries and stop giving too much. Maybe that's what you need to do. maybe you're flirting with burnout. If you're getting too stressed, you might need to put your boundaries up. So Alexandra says Alejandra. And are you a male or a female? I don't know whether that's from Argentina. And Katie says, hello, I'm July the 11th, 1990. Anyway, to answer questions. You're great. And I'll happily wait my turn if you get to me eventually. I'd love it. Yeah, of course, Katie. Of course. There you go. I'm with Alejandra now. Make sure if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed to my channel, by the way, make sure you subscribe and click the bell for future notifications, and then you'll get notifications of when I go live. So, even if you don't get the opportunity to have a reading today for any reason, I'm always going live all the time. So you'll know when I'm going live. Yeah. And also make sure you like the video as well. All right. Just like it. Okay. Just like the video. Be kind and like. You're a female. Okay. Brilliant. Okay. So you're the 2nd of May, 1984. The 2nd of May, 1984. Wow, okay, so interesting. So you've got some nice positive arrows in your chart, Alejandra. All right, so this is what you've got here. You've got the arrow of emotional balance, which is all of the numbers there on your emotional plane. Is there? And that means that you're very well equipped to deal with emotional situations in your life. So it doesn't matter what gets thrown at you, you'll find a way through it. You'll be able to navigate your way through it. You've also got the arrow of determination. So this means that you're, for you are very persistent in achieving your goals. Any goals and dreams that you've got, you'll be able to find a way of being able to achieve them because you've got that great determination and persistence. So very positive arrows in your chart. Now, because your day number is a 2, it actually brings in, you are very intuitive. You're quite independent and you know how you feel. You do struggle to communicate how you feel a little bit, though. You are quite practical and organized as well. You've got that sort of, quite practical aspect to your nature. But the day number 2, which is your second biggest influence in your chart, is the moon. Now, the moon is this bottle here, which is blue over blue. Now, this is this is for people. They like to be in partnerships, these people. You're very sensitive. You're very intuitive and quite, maybe empathic. Sometimes you can feel a bit invisible, like you're not heard. But this helps you with expression as well. So this is, somebody who wants to be the PA to the boss rather than leading the company. So you're kind of like second in command. So that's that sort of very feminine energy that you've got as an aspect to your personality. There you go. Yeah, I'll answer that question in just a second. Tazia says, I'm so curious, does each element have a bottle? Actually, yes, they do, but it goes into a lot greater detail than that. So there's quite a few different elements are represented within the bottles, but there are elemental bottles. All right, so there's fire, metal, earth, air, water. Yeah, not ether though. No ether bottle, which is interesting because that is one of the elements. So you're a Alejandra, you're a 9, 10, 18, 19, 22, 27, 28, 29, you're 29, 11. Of course, there was going to be one, wasn't there? Hey, every week there's always somebody who comes in who's a 29, 11. Now, the 29, 11 is a difficult vibration. So you've actually chosen the path of the master number 11, but the 29 in particular is a challenging vibration because it's the bottle of the Olympic spiritual athlete. This one is called Grace Under Pressure. So this is like these colors here are connected with your ruling number. So what that means is that your soul has chosen a difficult life path for your soul to evolve to, so it has a swift evolution. So magenta is the color of the soul, and you've got the magenta fraction in the 11. This is duality. So really this is about You're very sensitive, very intuitive, possibly quite psychic. But you know, it's your last look at issues of duality. So it's like where you feel separate from divine. It's about recognizing the illusion of that. That's actually not true. You know, and actually you're here to guide humanity forward in some way. So whatever you learn through your soul's evolution, you'll be able to help other people through that as well. So I feel like for you, you're very, very empathic, sensitive person who's very well equipped to deal with emotional situations, very determined, actually quite practical as well. So I do feel like you be able to achieve your dreams and goals in this lifetime. I do feel that you've got the capability of being able to do that. So that's really awesome. So let me know, Alejandra, is that something that makes sense to you? Does that resonate? You know, can you connect up to what I've said? Now, at the moment, you're in a 9, 10, 11. You're in a 2-year cycle as well. So we're getting all the repetitions of numbers today. Have you noticed we've had all the 9s, and then we've had all of the 8s, and now we've got all of the 2s coming up because Alejandra is in a personal year cycle too. So this is a really good year for her to do her deep feminine inner work. So through meditation, personal development, and that type of thing. So yeah, so make sure you do that, Alejandro. Just go in and do the work. So it might be that you're doing some shadow work this year. So if you want a session with me to go through a private colour mirrors session, pick out some bottles and find out what's blocking you from moving forward and what action steps you need to take to get to where you want to be, then I can help you. I can facilitate that process of helping you go into the shadows and to bring them up and release them through the realm of your heart. Okay, so let me know if you'd like to have a session with me. They're on special as well still for only 99 Australian dollars, okay, until the end of August. So, you know, and they're at 60-minute session via Zoom. And that applies to anybody, really, if you want to have a private session where you get to empower yourself by choosing your own remedies and actually revealing your subconscious patterns with the colour mirrors, because that's what they're really here to do. Yes, yes, Alessandra says everything resonates perfectly. Brilliant. Well, I'm really, really pleased. I'm pleased that's helped. So yeah, ways in which you can rebalance. I would suggest that you maybe do some development of the memory and creativity. So really bringing in your energy of your 3 and your 6. Katie, I'm going to come to you now. Now then, whereabouts are you, Katie? Whereabouts in the world are you? Katie Eclipse Kiss. Katie Eclipse Kiss. I have a feeling that might be a fake surname. Is that like it's like a stage name? Okay, so you're July the 11th of the 7th, 1990. You're very welcome, Alessandra. Now remember that that's just a little insight into your date of birth. If you really want to have a full, almost like a life report of what's going on for you, we have to look at your living name, which is the name that you like to go by as well. Okay. And we can see from there your peak years of maturity through your pyramids in Pythagorean numerology, which you've got 4 of those, and also your starseed origin as well. So where your soul originated from after it left source consciousness. So I can work that from your astrology and your numerology, and then put in all your colour mirrors influences as well. And they're only 49 Australian dollars until the end of the month. So get in quick to get one of those. Okay, so they are a 15-page handcrafted report. They're not computer generated, so they do take me a bit of time to create, but well worth the wait. Okay, so Katie, Massachusetts. Ah, beautiful, beautiful Massachusetts. That's gorgeous. Boston, Massachusetts. I've got a friend in Boston, actually. Right, okay, so you're one of these people that's got all isolated numbers. Okay, so Katie, you've got the isolated 7, the isolated 9s, and the isolated 1s. Now, what I mean by that is there's no numbers next to them on the chart. Plus, you've got these 2 negative arrows on your birth chart. So what that means is, first of all, you're hypersensitive. You've got the arrow of hypersensitivity, which is the lack of the 2, 5, and 8. So that means you've got a weak soul protection, Katie. So you get easily hurt. Okay, you can get easily hurt. And And also you've got the arrow of frustration. So this is difficulties for you in relationships, difficulties during childhood. So it could have been your parents separated. It could also be that there was sibling rivalry or difficulties with fitting in or even ill health. You're very ambitious and idealistic, and actually you are a humanitarian. You want to be of service to people. So I feel like for you, there's a lot of great depth of wisdom, but you do tend to see the world through rose-colored spectacles. No, I don't need your name for this, because I'm literally just looking at your date of birth. If you want me to look at your name as well alongside it, then you could order yourself a personalized Starseed Numerology Report, Katie, which will look at both. It's a 15-page, handcrafted report. It takes 4 to 5 business days to create. So if you want one of those, they're still on special at $49. So let me know. Christina Shams, hiya Christina. Can you do Lauren Huckabee? Of course I can. Yeah, no problem at all. So yeah, so you've got 3 wands now, Katie. There are 2 very distinct types of people who have 3 wands. Okay, in their chart. There's the ones that talk all the time. The ones that never shut up. So if you go to a party, they're the ones just like blah blah blah, like baba clacking in the corner. Or you get the ones that are really quiet and they don't say boo to a goose. So which one of those are you? Also, you are what we can also see is you've got the 7 that's isolated. That means sacrifice in either love, health, or money. One of those 3 things. You've got to let it go. So this could be that you have to love and lose, love and lose, love and keep, or you make money, you lose it. You make money, you lose it. Or get ill, get well, get ill, get well. And that pattern will keep repeating itself in your life experience until you learn the lesson. All right. And then you can move beyond that pattern. So you are a day number 11 with a ruling number 9, 10, 19, 26, 27, 28 with a ruling number 10. So you're an 11 with a 10. So you are a leader, okay, but you rule with a very soft feminine power that can never be abused, which is great. So it's that beautiful Egyptian Wheel of Fortune bottle comes in as your ruling number. You're very adaptable. You can work in any environment and do quite well. You keep people at arm's length. You can be a bit superficial because you get easily hurt. So you can isolate yourself, become a bit of a hermit as well, Katie. And then you're ruling 11, which means that you are here for a spiritual purpose. Duality is about your last look at issues of duality. It's recognizing that there is no difference between black and white. It's all the same thing. We just love it all. So the 11 is a master number. It's about guiding humanity forward. So you're actually utilizing that feminine, intuitive power that you've got. So yeah, the 11 and the 1 energy, lots of wands, it's very much about you standing up as your I am presence and, sharing that and helping with other people as well. Now you're in a 4, 13, sorry, 4 is 11 or 13. So it's a 4. You're in a personal year cycle 4 this year. 4, and the 4 is a physical number, so sometimes we have to rest the physical body in our personal year cycle 4 because we travel in 9-year cycles, and 4 is like a trough year, so it's where you have to consolidate. But it can also be about change and disruption of old order as well, so letting go of anything that no longer serves you. Okay, so Katie, leave a few comments and that, what did you think? Did that resonate with you? Do you feel like you connected with what I was saying about your personality blueprint? You are somebody who's definitely had some challenges in their life, and and it could still be going on around you. But remember, there's great soul evolution through those types of experiences as well. So I'm going to do Lauren Huckabee. Lauren. Okay, so Lauren Huckabee. Okay. The 4th of the 5th. Sorry, April the 5th. The 5th of April, 1991. So this one's for you, Lauren, if you're watching. Okay, so Lauren, you like to feel free. You don't like being restricted in any way. Don't like being told what to do either. very determined and ambitious girl as well. You like to be of service. You've got the arrow of determination, which is great persistence. Your energy of the 5, which is your day number, which is green over green. You like space. So that's freedom. It's about communication and versatility. It's about letting go of old masks. It's about coming out, not hiding. And if you want to hide, then it can make your life very difficult. You have got beautiful communication skills. So, you are able to listen, to talk about your feelings. It's beautiful, perfectly balanced communication. So you're somebody who'd be very, very nice to speak with. And actually, you need people around you that have freedom of expression, all right? Because that will help you as well to open up. 2 9s, which is your responsibility, idealism, wisdom, and humanitarian, being of service kind of traits. And the 4 energy in your chart as well, because you were born in April, is the 4 practical doing number. So you are quite grounded. You like the material aspects of life and the physical aspects of life. You're probably quite good with your hands. So you're a 9, 10, 19, 24, 29. So you're a 29, 11 as well. So it's the second one today. So how did you go, Katie, by the way? Are you still there, or did you get disconnected? Leave a few comments, Katie, and let me know what you thought of your reading. That'd be really good to find out. So yeah, your 29 is this one here. So this is 29 is the Grace Under Pressure bottle, and it relates to the 11, which is this one here. So this again, for Lauren, she's chosen a very challenging life path, all right, for her soul to evolve. So she's chosen the path of the Olympic spiritual athlete, all right. So she might have gone through difficulties for her soul to evolve, but it's always for the purposeful good. But she's chosen this, remember. So she's here to guide humanity forward. She's a master number. She wants freedom. She wants freedom to be able to express herself, and she's got great determination to be able to do that. So for her, I feel like she should just be traveling around, exploring the world, and exploring different cultures and people and places and all that sort of stuff. So Katie says, wow, you nailed it. I'm interested in the 15-page report. Absolutely. Does it give guidance at all on hypersensitivity? And we work with a lot of green and pink energy to softly and gently open his heart so he feels more comfortable, and it works a treat. Yeah, it is amazing, Katie. It's super incredible. It's like I say to everybody every week, who come into the Dreamtime Healing Room. I always say that, that it's numbers tell the truth. It's people that lie. So if you are genuinely good at understanding numerology, and you've studied it, and you can speak that language, then it will always tell the truth. So Serenity says, wow, this is so fascinating to me. Who knew there was so much powerful information in dates of birth? Besides the astrology of it, I had no idea. Everyone feels the same way. It's interesting, Serenity, Faith, in what you're saying, because really, your date of birth is chosen by you, all right, before you even come here to the physical plane, and you choose your name as well. And the vibrations of those kind of dictate the type of life experience you're due to have. So actually, by looking at your numerology, you can see exactly what maybe is going on for you and what needs to be rebalanced, and how, what you're actually here to do. So that's why numerology should be taught at schools. Because if I'd known what my numerology was when I was at school, I think I would have chosen very different options. And I was saying to you guys the other day that, when I was at school, I thought I wanted to be a pub landlord. I mean, God, how ridiculous. Can you imagine that? Me behind the bar, pulling a pint and saying, there you go, Gav. Nice pint of ale for you. It just wouldn't, but for some reason I got it into my head. I thought I wanted to run a pub, but I didn't actually, I didn't do that. But yeah, so when really, if you look at, I'm a ruling 9, the 9s are here as healers. They're far more suited to healing and celestial work than they are corporate. I wouldn't have wasted 15 years in a corporate role, mind you, saying that. It was great for making loads of cash. So yeah, so that's the thing. It kind of set me up to be able to do this later on in life, which is great. All right, guys. So any more? What's going on? Any more questions? Anyone else here that's sitting in the sidelines that like to have a reading? I'm going to be here for another 15 minutes. All right. So if you're here, and you're shy and you've not said anything yet and you really want to have a reading and you just don't say anything, then maybe now is the time to say it. Otherwise you can miss out. And remember, you know, guys, if you are watching today and you've got friends and family that are really interested in finding out a little bit more about their soul purpose and their starseed origin, then I would recommend that you send them this link, and then they can watch it, and then they can come into next week's session. All right. There you go. So Damon says, I've never liked jobs much, too much office politics. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you see, for you with all those nines, Damon, you know, it's like you're more suited to celestial work than corporate work. So you've got those 2 9s and all those 4 9s. For you, you're very wise. Just, you know, you want to go into healing and well-being, you know, counseling and that type of thing. Okay. That would be more beneficial for you. So, you know, with your jobs that you said that, I know you're in shutdown with COVID at the moment, but what were you doing before that happened? Katie says, do you have a favorite number? And do I have any comments about the Grabavoy numbers? Okay, so my favorite number is 9. It is, because it's my ruling number. And in the color mirrors system, you know, as I mentioned before, it's this bottle here, which is red over orange. And for me, like, I love this color combination. You know, a lot of people don't like, you know, these 2 colors together, but I do. It's fire. You know, it reminds me of my passion in life, and it reminds me of my power, and it reminds me of my wisdom and the support that I've got, and this physicality, you know, this energy of the fire. I really like that. So mystical blue collar work, and you were working at a bottling plant. Wow, I can imagine that would have felt quite soul destroying for you. Yeah, you know, with all of that wisdom, it probably wouldn't have been that great for you to be doing that, Damon. You know, you want to explore your depth of wisdom that you've got potential for. And as far as the Grabavoy numbers, I've never heard them before, to be fair. I'm sorry, I just have never heard of that before. Maybe it's something I have, but I just don't know what that term is. But no, I don't know what it is. So sorry, I don't know it all. As Faith says, I always wondered why I chose to be a Virgo sun sign, Virgo moon, and Gemini ascendant. Who knows? Virgo moon and Gemini ascendant. Okay. Well, you know, the Virgos, they're very particular, you know, quite perfectionists and stuff. They love the home and all that. And Gemini ascendant, you know, the Gemini's an air, and then the Virgo's an earth. Gemini, you know, they love to communicate. Sometimes they have restrictions around their communication, though. That can be a blockage. The throat chakra can get blocked with the Geminis. And Katie says, another question. I heard that if we have a near-death experience, that we are technically dead, then come back, that we should consider the numerology of that date as well. Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. Yeah, so you're talking about a walk-in. So say, for example, you die and then you come back, and then a new soul sometimes comes in, takes over that part of the journey. Well, of course, yeah, because that soul, that fresh soul, would have a different life experience. So yeah, it's absolutely worth having a look at that as well. Have you experienced a walk-in? Have you had that yourself? You're a Virgo sun with a Capricorn moon. Okay, there you go. All these little Virgos here today, all together, all little perfectionists. There you go. Did that make sense, Katie? Let me know. Excellent, guys. So tell me more. Any more questions for today? Anything else that you want to know? Let me know, and I'll do my best to answer you. I don't think there is there? Well, look, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. Look, have an amazing weekend. Remember, I'll be back next week as well. And yeah, be here or be queer. See you soon. Bye for now.